That was rough. High Rise. High Rise was directed by Ben Wheatley. The film stars Tom Hiddleston, Sienna Miller, Luke Evans, and Jeremy Irons. The movie focuses on an apartment building and the inhabitants of said building, because the entire structure of this building is almost like a colony. There's an entire culture and there's a structured hierarchy. While all the rich people live in the higher floors, the middle class and the lower class tend to live in the lower floors. Tom Hiddleston is a doctor who just moved there, and very soon frictions arise between the classes and chaos ensues. Now, going into the movie, I knew virtually nothing about it. I saw the poster and I was like, is this supposed to be another audition for Tom Hiddleston to play James Bond? Because yeah, look at the poster, it looks like a Bond cover. Granted, this movie has nothing to do with espionage, spies, James Bond, or anything spy related. No, it's actually based on a novel, and this movie surprised me. I also never heard of Ben Wheatley, but my friend who went to see the movie with me told me about this guy, told me about his very unique style, and now this is a director that I'm keeping my eye on, because this movie was superb. Seriously, this is a dark thriller, yet a political satire with dark humor mixed into it, and it works perfectly. Let's break the cast down first and foremost. Tom Hiddleston owns the role of Lang. He's a doctor. He has a dark past. You don't really know what happened in his past. You get a couple of glimpses through dialogue, but mostly you don't know. And he's thrown into this weird colony, and very soon he just adapts to the entire weirdness of this environment. He does an excellent job once again. Tom Hiddleston proves that he is so much more than just Loki. That dude is a masterclass actor with Shakespearean qualities. Sienna Miller is in the movie. She is hot as hell. She gives a terrific performance. I love the chemistry between her and Tom Hiddleston. It seems very real. I love the fact that she has a son in this movie, and that kid actor is absolutely fabulous. And Luke Evans. Holy shit. Biggest surprise to me in the movie, because I know Luke Evans from the Hobbit movies and from Dracula Untold, but I've never seen him act on this scale. And he is top notch. He was excellent. I mean, seriously, you meet this guy and he sort of belongs to the lower class, so you root for him in the beginning. However, once chaos ensues and it's all Sodom and Gomorrah, you're like, holy shit, that dude is a fucking nut job. He's terrifying. And Jeremy Irons. Jeremy Irons, he plays the architect of that building. And naturally, once I saw him, he reminded me of Scar again. I mean, I guess it's just in my genetics, because I watched Lion King so many times. As soon as I hear his voice, I think of Scar. But he was fabulous. And the great thing about this movie, you wonder, well, who is the villain? Are the rich people the villains? Are the poor people the villains? This movie doesn't have a clear villain. It's a gray area. It's just a nice spin and a nice take on humanity. It's pretty much like the Joker said. Once the chips are down, these civilized people, they eat each other. Yeah, the chips are down. These civilized people, they absolutely eat each other. It's intense shit. This movie might just be this decade's A Clockwork Orange, because it's gratuitously violent, it's gratuitously over the top with the animalistic nature of human beings, yet there is an odd sense of humor to it, like a very dark sense of humor, and it's not throughout the entire movie, so there's no cheesiness, and this movie really knows when to focus. It knows when to be funny, and it knows when to just shock the living shit out of you. And now let's talk about the style, because Ben Wheatley absolutely has a unique style. The cinematography in this movie is flawless, and it's probably the most uniquely filmed movie I've seen all year. The camera angles, the long shots, the slow-mo scenes, seriously, it's all mesmerizing. It almost feels like a drug trip. It matches this surreal, trippy culture of those people perfectly. And we have to mention the use of music. This movie both has an original soundtrack, which works perfectly. It also adds a lot to the creepy atmosphere, to the surreal atmosphere, to the sometimes funny atmosphere, but also the score that they made use of. And there's a cover version of ABBA's SOS, and it's creepy as fuck. And if you can have the song SOS and creep the living fuck out of me, well, good job, movie. What I also love about the movie is the fact that it makes use of a lot of great visual storytelling, because you don't really know what's going on outside this building. You don't know what's happening in the real world. You see some camera angles that just hint at subtle stuff, but you never really know. And there is almost zero expositional dialogue, so some of the stuff that's occurring in the film is open to interpretation. And I love it when a movie doesn't spoon feed you like that. The only down part of this movie that I can actually think of is the fact that near the end it tends to drag on a little bit. It overstayed its welcome for like 10 or 15 minutes, and I did notice that. And at some point it becomes so gratuitously over the top that you're like, man, less would have been more. I do understand, I do get the point, and I did see a lot of shit already. I mean, I was exposed to all this madness, so I don't need to go the extra mile anymore. However, this movie was phenomenal. I don't know if I do want to see it again anytime soon, because I don't think this movie has a lot of rewatch value. But I definitely recommend it. You should definitely check it out, because High Rise gets the silver medal. Honest to God, it's one of those movies that just impacted me. It really affected me, and I'm still processing this movie as I'm doing this review. So High Rise, what are your thoughts? Let me know in the comment section below. And thank you guys, as always, for watching. And if you like what you see here and you want to see more, then just subscribe.